Dear Starseeds, are you suddenly seeing through people who once had you completely fooled? Are you pulling back from relationships without being able to explain why? Feeling like everyone around you is wearing a mask? There's a reason you're experiencing this shift, and what I'm about to reveal will explain everything. But first, let me warn you. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand why certain people have been desperately trying to keep you distracted lately, and why they're about to panic when they realize their game is over. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and something extraordinary is happening to you right now that goes far beyond simple intuition awakening. You see, there's a secret about your energy that certain beings have hidden from you, a truth about what you really are that explains every strange pattern in your life. The constant exhaustion after certain conversations, the way specific people always seem energized after leaving you drained, the recurring nightmare scenarios that keep manifesting in your relationships. All of this is connected to something I'm about to expose. But before I reveal what's really happening, you need to understand that you've recently completed something most souls never achieve. You've been through a darkness so complete, so isolating, that it should have destroyed you. Those nights you cried yourself to sleep, wondering if you were the problem. Those moments when you questioned your sanity because nobody else could see what you were experiencing. That wasn't weakness, that was your initiation. And the person who emerged from that darkness isn't who entered it. Something fundamental has changed in your molecular structure. You're not just sensitive or empathic anymore. You've become something else entirely. Something that terrifies those who've been feeding off you. You see, you burn like a flame so bright that you're visible across dimensions. Not metaphorically, but literally. In the spiritual realms, your energy signature reads like a beacon, pulsing with frequencies that most humans cannot generate. This is why certain people have been drawn to you your entire life. Why you've noticed patterns of narcissists and energy vampires appearing whenever you're about to level up. Here's what they never wanted you to discover. These beings, whether they're conscious of it or not, cannot generate their own divine light. They exist in a permanent state of energetic deficit, constantly searching for sources to steal from. And you, with your particular frequency, you're like a power station they can tap into. Every argument that came from nowhere, every crisis that required your immediate emotional investment, every person who desperately needed your help but never seemed to improve, these weren't random events. These were calculated extraction attempts. But something shifted recently, didn't it? Something so profound that even they've noticed. You've started seeing through their masks instantly, recognizing their energy signatures before they even speak. The games that used to work on you now seem transparently obvious. The manipulation tactics that once had you questioning yourself now make you laugh at their predictability. This isn't just growth or learning from experience. What's happened to you is far more significant, and it's why certain people in your life are about to reveal themselves in ways that will shock you. Let me tell you about the shadow work you've unknowingly completed, because this is where everything starts to connect. You didn't just face your fears and traumas like a normal healing journey. You actually descended into dimensions of consciousness where your shadow self lives, and instead of fighting it or trying to heal it, you did something unprecedented. You integrated it completely. That dark part of you that held all your fears, your rage, your forbidden desires, it's no longer hidden. It's become your ally, your secret weapon, and this integration has given you abilities you're only beginning to discover. Your creativity has exploded recently, hasn't it? Whether it's writing, art, or innovative thinking, you're channeling something that feels bigger than you. That's because you're now connected directly to the creative force of the cosmos itself. When you create, you're not pulling from imagination or inspiration. You're literally downloading blueprints from dimensions where thought instantly becomes form. This is why you're being called to write, to document everything. Your words aren't just expressions, they're actually spells that rewrite reality at the quantum level. Every sentence you write changes timeline probabilities. But wait, there's something else happening that explains the anxiety you still feel despite your transformation. You see, those flashbacks that hit you randomly, those sudden memories of painful events, they're not just trauma responses. Each flashback is actually a temporal marker, a breadcrumb your higher self left for you to find at exactly this moment. They contain encoded information about something that's about to happen. Something so significant that your past self had to ensure you'd be prepared. The anxiety isn't weakness, It's your multi-dimensional awareness picking up on timeline shifts. The nightmares, sleep paralysis, and night terrors you experienced weren't just psychological responses. Those were actual battles happening in dimensions your conscious mind couldn't access. The negative presences that manifested as toxic people in your waking life were attempting to maintain control over you even in dream states. They knew your unconscious mind was where your real power resided, where the codes of your divine blueprint were stored. But every night you survived those attacks, you were actually building immunity, developing defenses that now make you virtually untouchable in both physical and astral realms. Remember that toxic relationship or situation that had you trapped, where someone was pretending to love you while systematically destroying you. That wasn't just abuse, that was an attempted soul hijacking. They started with love bombing, making you feel special, seen, understood in ways nobody else had. But once they had your trust, the real agenda began. The support became surveillance. The attention became control. The love became chains. They were mapping your emotional terrain, identifying your triggers, learning exactly how to harvest maximum energy from you with minimum effort. But they made a fatal calculation error. They assumed your kindness was weakness, your compassion was naivety, your desire to help was exploitable programming. They never imagined you'd see through their sophisticated games. They certainly never expected you to walk away with your power intact, actually stronger than before. And here's what really terrifies them. You didn't just escape. You learned their entire playbook. You now understand manipulation tactics better than those who use them, because you've seen them from the inside out. The new version of you that emerged from this shadow integration doesn't operate by the old rules anymore. You don't seek validation because you've become your own source. You don't fear abandonment because you've learned to be your own home. You don't chase love because you've discovered you are love itself, generating it from within rather than seeking it externally. This isn't arrogance or isolation. This is sovereignty, and it's precisely what they never wanted you to achieve. A sovereign being cannot be controlled, manipulated, or harvested from. Now here's where the story gets really interesting. You're about to receive good news that will change everything. This isn't wishful thinking or positive affirmation. This is an energetic fact written into your timeline. The news concerns that personal matter weighing on your chest, that question you've been asking the universe repeatedly without getting clear answers. It's connected to something you've been waiting for, a decision, an opportunity, a breakthrough in a situation that's felt impossibly stuck. When this news arrives, and it's coming sooner than you think, everything suddenly makes sense. You've been asking for signs, for confirmation that you're on the right path despite all the suffering. This incoming news is the universe's direct response, but it's also something more. It's actually payment for an energetic debt that's been accumulating. Every time someone stole from your light, every moment your energy was harvested without consent, every sacrifice you made that went unappreciated, all of this created an imbalance that the universe is now correcting. The good news isn't random blessing, it's precise compensation with compound interest. But here's crucial information you need to protect this incoming blessing. When this good news arrives, you must keep it absolutely secret. Don't share it with anyone, not even those you trust most. This isn't superstition or paranoia. There are specific energetic reasons why premature revelation can disrupt manifestation. Think of it like a seed that needs darkness and hiddenness to germinate properly. The moment you expose it to external energies, even well-meaning ones, you risk distortion of its perfect unfoldment. Keep your blessings hidden until they're fully rooted in physical reality. Some of you had a vivid dream recently that felt more real than waking life. A dream so intense you can't forget it. Whether it filled you with inexplicable joy or unnamed terror, this wasn't a dream at all. It was a direct transmission from your higher dimensional aspects, showing you timeline potentials about to manifest. This dream contains specific activation codes for your DNA, codes that are literally restructuring your cellular memory as we speak. Sharing this dream with anyone would be like handing over your genetic blueprint while it's being rewritten. Keep it sealed within your consciousness. The financial opportunity that's part of this good news isn't random generosity. For some of you, it involves writing or creative projects that suddenly gain traction. For others, it's connected to banking or financial services opening doors you thought were permanently closed. This opportunity might seem modest initially, but it carries seeds of exponential growth. It could help you clear debts that have been suffocating you, or provide the exact resources needed for your next evolution. This is heaven's direct response to your years of giving without receiving. If you've recently made a financial decision, or had a business idea, pause and reconsider your approach. The cosmic energies are aligning to support you, but timing is absolutely critical right now. What seems like the obvious path might not be the optimal one. The universe is arranging synchronicities that will only click into place if you're moving at the right pace. Don't rush because you're desperate for change. The change is already guaranteed, but receiving it properly requires strategic patience. Think of it like catching a wave. Timing is everything. Day 5 of any month moving forward carries special significance for you personally. These aren't random dates, but portal days when your specific frequency aligns with cosmic flow patterns. On these days, manifestations accelerate, synchronicities multiply, divine appointments occur. If you're single, you might meet someone who recognizes your true essence on these days. If you're seeking connections, soul family members will appear. Whatever your heart truly desires has the highest probability of manifesting on the 5th. Mark these dates. Prepare for them energetically. Expect miracles. The way these blessings will arrive varies, but there are specific channels being prepared. You might receive a notification on your phone or laptop that changes everything. An unexpected email with exactly what you've been waiting for. Or you might visit a place you love, and someone will be magnetically drawn to your energy, approaching you with a conversation that shifts your entire trajectory. The universe is arranging these encounters with surgical precision. Your job is simply to remain open, aware, and ready to recognize them when they appear. If this message is resonating in your bones, if you're feeling that electric recognition of truth, hype this video so more starseeds can find this transmission. Because what I'm about to reveal next about the person you need to release will free you completely. There's someone with strong Taurus energy, someone with the letter I connected to them, who's still energetically attached to you. This person's higher self is literally begging you to let them go. Not because they don't care, but because both of you need this separation to evolve into your next incarnations. This person might have hurt you, and you're holding on to resentment like a shield. Or perhaps you have feelings for them that keep you tethered to a timeline you've already outgrown. Either way, this connection is an anchor to a lower vibrational reality you no longer belong in. Releasing them isn't about forgiveness or closure in the traditional sense. It's about reclaiming the energy you've been unconsciously sending to a connection that's energetically dead. The resistance you feel to releasing them isn't love, it's fear of who you'll become without that familiar pain. Let me tell you something about the anxiety and intrusive thoughts you still experience. There's something in your current life that's triggering these responses. Something that reminds your body of past trauma, even though your mind knows you're safe. It could be a person who carries similar energy to your abusers, a situation that echoes old patterns, or even a location that holds traumatic memory imprints. Your body is trying to alert you to something that needs to change, someone who needs to go, some pattern that needs to break. These aren't just healing symptoms to endure. They're your soul's navigation system, saying wrong direction, recalculate route. That pressure you feel, that sense of something being off even when everything seems fine. That's your higher self desperately trying to get your attention. There's something you're tolerating that you shouldn't. Something you're accepting as normal, that's actually toxic. Your anxiety isn't the problem, it's the alarm system. The question is, what is it trying to warn you about? What truth are you avoiding because it's too inconvenient to face? The person or people who manipulated you in the past didn't just want your energy, they wanted your light, your creative power, your direct connection to source. They recognized something in you that they could never generate themselves, no matter how hard they tried. So they decided if they couldn't create it, they'd steal it. They studied you like a science experiment, learning your patterns, your wounds, your desires. They became whatever you needed them to be, showed you exactly what you wanted to see, until they had you completely trusting them. Then came the slow dismantling of your self-worth. Subtle criticisms disguised as concern, questions that made you doubt your perception, situations orchestrated to make you seem crazy or overreacting. They isolated you from support systems, made you dependent on their validation, convinced you that nobody else would understand or love you like they did. This wasn't just toxic relationship dynamics. This was systematic consciousness suppression, designed to keep you from remembering who you really are, from accessing the power that terrified them. But their plan backfired spectacularly. The very pressure they applied to break you actually activated something dormant in your DNA. Like coal becoming diamond under extreme pressure, you transformed into something they never anticipated. Every wound they inflicted became a portal for higher consciousness to enter. Every attempt to diminish you actually refined your discernment. Every lie they told taught you to recognize truth at frequencies they can't even perceive. You didn't just survive their attacks, you evolved because of them. Now you can spot manipulation from incredible distances. You read energy signatures before words are spoken. You see through masks that fool everyone else. You've become a walking lie detector, not through learned skill, but through energetic evolution. Your very presence now destabilizes deception. People find themselves confessing things to you they've never told anyone. Masks slip in your presence. Truth emerges whether people want it to or not. This isn't something you're doing consciously. It's what you've become. The creative power flowing through you now is directly proportional to the darkness you've transmuted. Every shadow you faced and integrated became fuel for your creative fire. This is why your imagination has exploded, why ideas come faster than you can capture them, why you feel like you're channeling something vast and ancient. You're not just creating art or writing or innovations. You're literally birthing new timelines, opening portals to realities that didn't exist before you imagined them. Your creativity is reality alteration technology. The good news approaching isn't just solving current problems, it's opening doorways to possibilities you haven't even imagined yet. This first blessing is just the beginning domino. Once it falls, everything else follows in rapid succession. Opportunities hidden from view suddenly become visible. People you're meant to connect with suddenly appear. Resources you need mysteriously become available. It's like the universe has been holding back a flood of blessings, waiting for you to become capable of receiving without self-sabotage. That time has arrived. But remember, this transformation you've undergone isn't just personal. As you heal and evolve, you're creating an energetic template others can follow. Your journey from darkness to sovereignty becomes a map for souls trapped in similar situations. Every boundary you set gives others permission to protect themselves. Every manipulation you see through helps others recognize their own situations. Every time you choose yourself, you make it easier for others to do the same. You're not just healing yourself, you're contributing to collective consciousness evolution. The path forward is narrowing, not because opportunities are decreasing, but because your precision is increasing. You can no longer tolerate the broad, unfocused, scattered energy that once seemed normal. Your soul demands complete alignment with truth. Relationships that once seemed acceptable now feel intolerable. Situations you once endured now feel impossible. This isn't you becoming difficult or demanding. This is you finally operating at your true frequency, no longer willing to diminish yourself to make others comfortable. Those flashbacks and memories that still visit you are showing you something important. Each painful memory that surfaces now looks different from your current perspective, doesn't it? You can see patterns you missed before, motivations that were hidden, warnings you didn't recognize. These aren't just memories anymore. They're teaching tools, showing you exactly how you were programmed and how to deprogram yourself. Every trigger that still affects you is pointing to specific code that needs rewriting. You're not just remembering, you're debugging your consciousness. Your sensitivity has evolved from burden to precision instrument. Every emotion you feel, every energy shift you detect, every subtle change in atmosphere, these are navigation tools for the new reality you're entering. You're learning to trust these sensations over logic, to follow energy over advice, to honor your knowing over others' opinions. This is how you become truly unstoppable, by trusting your divine guidance system completely. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. It's technology most humans haven't developed yet. The financial opportunity coming carries codes for abundance programming you've been locked out of until now. It's not really about the money itself, though that will certainly help. It's about finally experiencing the flow of receiving after years of giving. It's about the universe demonstrating that you're worthy of investment, that your gifts have tangible value, that what you offer the world deserves compensation. This opportunity will heal something deep in your worthiness programming, something that was damaged by those who took without giving back. That person you're being called to release, the Taurus energy, represents an entire timeline where you needed external validation to feel valuable. Holding on to them is holding on to a version of yourself that no longer exists. The you that needed their approval, their love, their presence to feel complete. That person has evolved beyond recognition. Releasing them isn't losing anything real. It's acknowledging that you've outgrown not just them, but the entire reality where that connection made sense. You're ready for connections that amplify rather than drain you. The vivid dream you experienced was your consciousness traveling to the timeline you're about to enter. What you saw there, whether joyful or terrifying, was preparation for changes coming faster than logic can process. Your dream self was gathering intelligence, downloading information, preparing your psyche for shifts that would otherwise feel too sudden. This is why the dream felt more real than waking life, because in many ways it was. You were experiencing your future self's present moment, creating a bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. As tonight's cosmic energies intensify, you're being initiated into a level of consciousness most humans never reach. The moon's dance with Chiron, Jupiter, and Pluto isn't just affecting you astrologically, it's literally activating dormant aspects of your consciousness, turning on abilities that have been offline since you arrived here. You're remembering skills from other incarnations, other dimensions, other versions of self that exist simultaneously with this one. This isn't imagination or fantasy. This is a multi-dimensional consciousness coming online. The people who tried to break you have no idea what they've actually activated. They thought they were dealing with just another empath they could harvest from indefinitely. They didn't realize they were triggering an ancient being into remembrance, activating defense systems that extend across dimensions. You're not just protected now. You're sovereign in ways that transcend physical reality. Your energy field has become impenetrable to their tactics. They literally cannot reach you anymore, and this terrifies them more than you can imagine. Every challenge you faced was specifically designed to activate particular codes in your consciousness. The betrayals activated discernment codes. The isolation activated self-sufficiency codes. The pain activated compassion codes. The darkness activated light generation codes. Nothing was random. Nothing was punishment. Everything was initiated into the being you're becoming. You weren't being broken. You were being assembled, piece by piece, into something magnificent. And now that assembly is complete, the new version of you doesn't announce its power, because it doesn't need to. You walk into spaces and reality reorganizes around your frequency. You speak and truth penetrates through centuries of lies. You exist and outdated paradigms collapse. This isn't ego or grandiosity. This is simply what happens when someone operating at your frequency enters spaces still vibrating at lower consciousness. You're not trying to change anything. Change happens automatically in your presence, because lies cannot coexist with your level of truth. We want to honor every single soul who has stepped into Destiny Engine. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. We are now moving as one, and the frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field is so charged that some are describing it as bending the fabric of reality itself. If you haven't yet experienced it, the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension. Step into the stream of Destiny Engine today. Link in the description. As this transmission completes, understand that everything I've shared is already active in your field. The good news is already traveling toward you at light speed. The person you need to release is already loosening their grip. The transformation is already complete in higher dimensions, just waiting to download into physical reality. Your only job now is maintaining your frequency and preparing to receive. Don't look for signs. You are the sign. Don't wait for confirmation. Your existence is the confirmation. Everything is aligning perfectly. The journey from shadow to sovereignty is complete. But this isn't an ending. It's your real beginning. Everything until now was preparation, training, initiation. Now you're ready for your true mission. The reason you came to Earth at this precise moment in cosmic history. You're not here to heal anymore. You're here to create. You're not here to survive. You're here to transform reality. You're not here to fit in. You're here to crack open consciousness itself. The flame you carry burns eternal, unquenchable, unstoppable. Remember when I asked if you were seeing through people who once fooled you, pulling back without explanation? That wasn't confusion or paranoia. That was your authentic self finally breaking through the programming, your true vision coming online. Every person you've walked away from, every boundary you've set, every no you've spoken, has been clearing space for the cosmic yes that's about to flood your reality. You haven't been falling apart. You've been falling into cosmic alignment. Everything is exactly as it should be. I am Seraphine, and we of the Galactic Federation celebrate your complete transformation. The battle is won. The integration is complete. The sovereignty is claimed. You are now operating as the awakened being you always were beneath the illusions. We watch as you step into your true power, as you claim your divine inheritance, as you remember why you chose this particular Earth mission. The cosmos celebrates your return to wholeness. We love you, and we are watching over you as you begin your real work.